I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord's Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K. down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 GEN.YAHANNA. We here to let you know 53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, the palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building. Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022. It's going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
Black power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000.
Shalom. You in to tune in with I.S.U.P.K. Virginia, another episode of The Bible is Black. Y'all by Shem Yahweh Thumb, Yahweh Shemala Thought, Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. You're tuned into another episode of The Bible is Black. Of course, when we say black, there's always so-called blacks, Hispanics, First Nations, brothers and sisters, Native Americans, Seminole, Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Hondurans, Guatemalans, Nicaraguans, Brazilians, Colombians, Venezuelans, Trinidadians, Jamaicans, West Indians, you understand, Indian and Negroid descent, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. In this channel, in this series, we highlight black things in the Bible about our culture, our lives that we go through and face on a day-to-day basis, that all of our tribes go through and suffer, you understand? And today we talking about single motherhood. You understand? This is a curse and a plague that has particularly affected our people, our communities, these 12 tribes in a substantial way. So much so that we have became the poster children or the poster people for single parenthood. You understand? The term is coined as single black mother. You understand? Of course, in I.S.U.P.K. under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, we learning how to have families, how to have proper marriages, how to rebuild our families and communities, learning how to have marriages according to what the Most High laid down with rules and order and counseling and guidance to fix all of the problems amongst our people that have gone on for so very long that the Christian church keep telling us we bless, we bless, we bless. Meanwhile, all these problems, our communities and families and children are destroyed. So today we're going to get into single motherhood. This is a curse in the Bible. It is not a blessing. You're not blessed and highly favored raising children by yourself. That is a curse from God in the Bible. You understand? The Lord told us if we kept his laws, statutes, and commandments, that he would bless us. You understand? He listed all the blessings in Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, up until the 15th verse. Said that we would be blessed. None of our children will be sick. We would be above and not beneath. Everything we touch will be blessed. None of us will be sick, none weak, none feeble. Of course, we know that that's not the case because we're filled with all kinds of health challenges and problems, from the cancers, the diabetes, the AIDS, the high blood pressure, the strokes, the kidney problems, the fibroid, thyroid, colon this, eye this, back this, knee this, foot this, all kinds of problems that we have because we did not obey the Most High. So this is illustrating to our people that the Bible is not talking about all people. It is specifically describing these 12 tribes. Deuteronomy 28:15 said, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, or the Most High thy power, What does it mean to hearken, to diligently listen to and obey? What is the voice of the Lord or the voice of God? Some Christians believe you go to church and you start crying when you hear the music. That's the voice of God. Or you listen to whoever can sing a high note and can make you cry when the music plays, or you clap or sway back and forth, that's the voice of God. That your preachers, your Creflo Dollars and T.D. Jakes, your ministers, your Al Sharpton and Jesse Jacksons, that's the voice of God. Or anyone that agrees with whatever can attract your feelings to you, that's the voice of God. Well, what does the Bible say is the voice of God? To observe. What does it mean to observe? To look and to do and to keep, like we observe in the Feast of Hanukkah, a memorial all of our tribes are supposed to celebrate, that you likely did not if you were not in the I.S.U.P.K, because you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Democrat or Republican or anything except keeping God's laws, which is the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, like not eating pork, not being a murderer, having abortions, not shooting up the neighborhood, not smoking weed and cigarettes, or being a drug dealer, which is a witch, or worshiping idols, which is Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and all the fertility festivals like Mother's Day and Santa Eulalia, you understand, and the feast of this and that, and all of these things that are against the Bible. Worshiping your zodiac, burning sage to ward away evil spirits, praying to the crystals and rocks you put around your neck, praying to ancient Kemet, you understand? Praying to Allah, the rock god, Baal, the weather god, worshiping Africa, all of these different things that are against the Lord's commandments, in addition to eating shrimp, pork, and crab, committing murders, being lesbians and homosexuals, allowing women to teach the Bible. All of these things are against the Most High, which of course you see and we have on a constant basis all throughout our communities, which is why this punishment that the Lord said he would send is illustrating to who he is talking about, to observe and to do all his commandments and all his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. The Lord said that curses would come upon us and overtake us, and we are cursed. One of these curses is that single parenthood. That is a curse from the Most High. You are not supposed to be raising children by yourself. Chiefly, if you are a woman, a man, no one is supposed to be raising children by themselves. It takes a marriage to produce children. Sex is marriage according to the Bible. But the Christian church teaches us that a ring and a piece of paper from America is marriage and not the sex that God said it was. So we are having marriages and committing adulteries, breaking those marriages that the Lord intended to be forever, thus incurring the wrath, anger, and punishment and judgment of the Lord on our people over and over and over again, which we see so many times, you understand, all throughout our communities that are filled with violence and sickness and poverty and suffering and disease. And we're always trying to get somewhere safe, because it's never safe where we are, because the Lord is against us for disobeying him. That's why we're reading this. So Deuteronomy 28:53 says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. I mean, you're going to eat it. The fruit of your own body is your children. That's what comes out of your body. That's what your body produces, that fruit. The seed of a man goes into a woman. That woman's egg is fertilized by a man. The fruit that comes from that seed put in that woman is a child, is a baby. That is your seed. We speak slang all the time, talk about this is my seed, this is my seed. Seeds produce fruit, the fruit of thy body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, meaning you are going to devour your sons and your daughters. They're not going to build you up and you have strong families and communities. You're going to destroy them. They're going to be devoured. They're not going to be strong and have mothers and fathers and families and communities like it's supposed to be. It's going to be destruction and sorrow and sadness, a punishment, a curse from the Most High. You're not supposed to be raised by your grandparents. Your mother and father are supposed to raise you. If you don't have your father, that is a curse from the Most High. If you don't have your mother, that is a curse from the Most High. You are supposed to have your mother and your father to raise you. You understand? The problem is our grandparents has been raising a lot of our people, because the last generation that was strong enough to stick together and have families across the board was the generation before integration, most of which is gone by now. You understand? And what is left is the post-integration generation, which can't stay together past one or two arguments, find out your man got another woman, you ready to call it quits, you're having babies by multiple men, hot girl summer, woman thou art loose, I'm free, I'm grown, it's my body, my choice, got a bunch of damn abortions, a bunch of STDs, a bunch of children by different men, running the streets, shooting and killing each other. You're having sex with men that don't want to be with you, that's beating you, molesting your son, molesting your daughter. You should not be in charge of the family. God never intended for a woman to be in charge of the family. That is a curse. That's against the law. You should not be in charge of yourself, making all your own decisions about where to go and what you're going to eat and where you're going to live. That's why you keep getting kidnapped. That's why your children keep going missing. You're not wise to make these decisions. That does not mean you don't have an education. That doesn't mean you can't work a job. That doesn't mean that you should just sit at home and watch TV and cook all day. That's not what that's talking about. That doesn't mean that you are, understand, handicapped or incapable of doing things. But you should not have the responsibility nor be in the position to make all of your own decisions as to what you are going to do in your life or in your children's life. The Lord never wanted a woman to be in that position. That is unnatural, and the women of these other nations are not in that position. That's why they have businesses, shops, stores, restaurants, and real estate in your community more than your people do. You understand? In many cases, especially in these cities where we live and in many other places. It says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters. You understand? Sisters fighting with their daughters, mad because their daughter got the shape and figure that they used to have before they had a bunch of kids and a bunch of abortions, jealous of their daughter, trying to teach their daughter to be a whore and ruin their life the way that she did, breaking up your daughter's marriages and relationships so that she can be a bitter, lonely, loudmouth, single dragon like you. Like, these things are curses from the Most High. They're not blessings. This is not blessed and highly favored. Our community is not blessed and highly favored. That's a lie that the Christian church feeds to our people so that you can empty your bank account into their bank account, and TD Jakes can get jets and Rolls Royces and yachts and ships while you sit in Houston when the city floods and he's nowhere in sight. Or Joel Osteen shuts the door and locks the door to the churches, but still gets the COVID relief money, which they just now making him play back. Or Creflo Dollar can get a private jet and the jet can break, and he'll demand that the church give him a brand new jet and a better jet in the name of Jesus. Like, these are the games and the scams that the people that make you believe that you're blessed and highly favored and that the Lord is on our side when we disobey him. These are the hustlers, the hucksters, and the diviners and the soothsayers that make our people believe that the Lord is with us when he is not, unless we turn back to obey him. It says, the flesh of thy sons and daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. The Lord has given us these children, but we're not going to enjoy them. In the siege and in the straitness, the siege, our oppressors have overtaken us, like they conquered the tribe of Gad, the Native Americans, like they fought and slaughtered our brothers, the Tainos in Puerto Rico. You understand, the tribe of Ephraim and the tribe of Levi in Haiti, and the tribe of Asher in South America, and the tribe of Maya, the tribe of Zebulon in Central America, and Issachar in Mexico. You understand? And all of our 12 tribes that they conquered and murdered, the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Judah, through slavery, through conquest, through the Spain, Portugal, French. You understand? The Dutch, the British, the English, all of our oppressors fed and conquered and besieged our people. They wiped out our nation, our capital city. We were sold into slavery. Our names and languages and heritage was changed and taken away from us. All of these are curses from the Most High. That's why we speak English. That's why we speak Spanish and French and Dutch. And they have names like Jimmy and Kiki and Johnson, you understand, and Timmy and Johnson and Green and Smallwood and Thomas and Jones. You understand? These names come from our oppressors. And Ramirez and Reyes and Castillo and Colon. You understand? And Martinez and Santiago. These names come from our oppressors. And the Lee, these are our oppressors' names. They're not our names. You understand? So the Lord said this was happen, wherewith the enemies, thine enemies, our enemies, shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you, the young brother and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. That's why young brothers is fighting and killing and stomping and stabbing and shooting each other in every city from here all the way to Toronto and Montreal, all the way down to Sao Paulo, Brazil, all throughout El Salvador and Guatemala and Colombia and Venezuela. Brothers is stabbing and shooting and hacking each other up, all in Peru, all in Bolivia, all in Puerto Rico, all in Haiti, chopping off heads and arms and legs, all in Mexico, shooting up Chicago and Detroit, all in our communities and homes. These are curses from the Most High, not blessed and highly favored. You understand? It said his eyes shall be evil towards his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, his baby, his woman, babe. I gonna be evil. Not gonna have a loving relationship. We're gonna fight through everything like some do, but across our communities, this was how we were before we integrated, before we started pledging allegiance and saluting the flag and having sitting at the table of brotherhood with the sons of former slave owners. Before we started to do Martin Luther King's dream, we were in a much better space, you understand? It says, and towards the remnant of his children, whoever's left that didn't die or go into slavery, what few children we had from the huge families that we were accustomed to, it says, which he shall leave. You understand? Which he shall leave. This is how you became a single mother. This is how you ended up raising children by yourself. This is what our families were before we integrated. You understand? This is what they were. These were Black families before integration. Mommy, dad, kids everywhere. These were our families. This was our families pre-integration. Daughter, daughter, sons, father, daughter, 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 sons, father, everywhere. Big families. No nonsense, no games. You understand? These were our families. This is what we had when we were separate, when we weren't trying to be Democrats and Republicans and mayors and the Black police chief and the first Negro baseball and the first nigger Olympian and the first nigger astronaut. When we were separate, we had our own Negro everything. It was just us. And when I say us, the Hispanic brothers and sisters and the Native American brothers and sisters was right along with us. Integration broke all of this up. We were together, we were fighting, we were coming up, we built our own Black colleges and cities. This is what we became once we started to take on the customs and the lifestyle of our oppressors. This is what we became. This is what our families became. No more daddy. The remnant of the children which he shall leave. This is what happened. You understand? This is what happened. This is what the Bible is talking about. This is what happened. You understand? This is what happened. It's mommy and the kids. Just like your church says all the time, just like your community organizations, for the women and children, women and children, women and children. That's all that's left. Women and children. All a heathen ever wants to spare is the women and children after they kick the man out, cast him out of society, or kill him altogether, or stockpile him in prisons, which is what Pharaoh did. That's what the Greeks did in the time of the Maccabees. This is what our life became. You no longer a wife and a mother. You just a mommy. You raising kids by yourself. Trying to say, I'm the mother and the father. That's what life became. This is what life became. Got Maria and Jocelyn, everybody raising kids by themselves. This is what life became. The Gadite sisters raising kids by themselves, no more fathers. Because the enemy has distressed us so sorely, our families are destroyed. You understand? There's no more daddy. There's no more poppy. There's no more paw. You understand? That's why in the I.S.U.P.K, we fighting to build our families back up. You understand? No more fathers in there. There's mommy and the kids, the women and the children, just like church says. The more and more we piled in these churches, the more we became Americans, the more we took on the customs of our oppressors, the more our families went from this, with these huge families with sons and daughters, to tons and tons of abortions, tons of single motherhood, single parenthood, tons of murders. Nobody respects daddy anymore. No one was damn what you talking about. I don't want to hear you. The government is my husband. The government gives me housing and jobs and education. I don't need you. I don't respect you. The remnant of the children which he shall leave. America drove a dividing wedge between our people when we joined another nation like God told us never to do. You understand? Never to do, the Lord said. It says the statistics from a single mother home, the child is 82% more likely to live and suffer in poverty. 82% once you remove that man out the equation. Like this was America's plan from the very beginning. This is why the prophets of the Lord was out in the 60s telling us not to integrate. Nobody wanted to hear the prophets of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K, the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. Then we got crack and heroin, the crime bill from Joe Biden and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. And now, we fighting an uphill battle. Like this is what's going on in the Bible. It says, Deuteronomy 28:56. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not have ventured to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. She was so sweet, kind, and feminine, and tender and delicate with that soft cotton afro and that wonderful curly hair and that sweet, loving voice. She made life paradise. She ain't like that no more. She in the street barefoot fighting other sisters. Dress flying up, dress coming off, fighting, sitting, cutting, cussing, fussing, fighting, beating, slapping, punching, hitting the kids, making life absolutely miserable everywhere. Not every single sister, but this has swallowed up our community. It should have never been any of our sisters. You understand? Our oppressor promoted this lifestyle to our people. And because we joined, like the Lord said not to do, and we pledged allegiance and saluted their flag, and we joined their militaries, their police force, their politics, our way of life got thrown to the trash. And we now live lives like our oppressors. And it fails us, but it works wonders for them. It says her eye and towards the young one, you understand? It says that she wouldn't set her foot on the ground. Her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom. You understand? Her eye is evil towards her man. She don't respect this man. She don't love that man. Jada don't love Will Smith. Her eye is evil towards her husband. They shaking hands at the table like, we making some business deal. This ain't husband and wife. Like this is a disgusting thing. Like her eye is evil towards the husband of her bosom. Nobody respect your voice no more. Your word, your voice. Nigga, what did you talk? Whatever. Bye. Nobody respect no more. So the brothers say, man, damn, I'm not going to stay here and be disrespected. I'm getting the hell out of here. And before you know it, we've gone from this to now, you and that mouth is just y'all. You kids and that mouth is together. Like this is what happened by us following Martin Luther King. This is what integration got us. You understand? Martin Luther King is the reason you did not get to meet your father. Martin Luther King is the reason that you're raising children by yourself. Integration is the reason. Our oppressor and following their lifestyle is the reason that you are by yourself with these children. Filled with you, just you and your worries and the struggles in life instead of the way that the Lord set it up. Thank the Christian church, you understand? It says towards the husband of her bosom and towards her son. Why your sister slapping his son upside the head, you look like your daddy, fighting, calling your kid's name, you're gonna be like your daddy, all abusive and aggressive towards the kids. I hate you, you stupid. This and that, you see it all the time. Sister's like a goddamn German Shepherd or a Rottweiler. So goddamn evil. That's why no man can stand to be around you half the time past the damn ejaculation. You understand? That is what life became because we disobeyed the Most High. Because we joined our oppressors when the Lord told us never seek our oppressors. This is what it became. You're sad, lonely, scared. You're trying to dress. Other lonely, sad women is trying to dress one up like a man and the other one going to pretend to be the woman. And then they swap and alternate and everybody just sad and lonely and confused and silly as can goddamn be. Like, this is not how the Lord intended life for to be. This is what life became by us disobeying the Most High. You understand? It says she's going to be evil towards her son and evil towards her daughter, filled with frustration. She don't know what to do, how to raise them, how to deal with all the stress and the problems. The Lord never intended for you to have to deal with all of that by yourself. That's what you got a man for. You understand? But the Christian church told you that as long as you got King Jesus, you don't need nobody else. Like, that's evil. It says, and towards the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards the children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them. She's going to hate them. She's going to despise them. She's going to prey on them. She's going to hurt them. You understand? In one of all things, secretly. Like, she want this money. This money is to make her feel good, for the nails and the purses, not to have to divert all of her funds and wealth to you, but your diapers and Pampers and formula and missing her fun and her fun times and her clubbing, and she out hoeing being the city girl because she got to sit at home with you and feed you and wash you and watch you and clothe you and do your hair, and life is about you instead of her. You understand? So she's going to be evil towards those children. In one of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. Our oppressors have distressed us. You understand? This was a plan that our oppressors set up for as soon as we got out of slavery. They were working on this plan. And it could have never worked without the Christian preacher telling us to join our oppressor. You understand? Isaiah chapter 3 and 12, it says, as for my people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, it says children are their oppressors. That's who's robbing, who's stealing the cars, who's shooting up the neighborhood, breaking in houses, skipping schools, sitting out front of your building, all in your steps and your stairwells. Children are our oppressors, and women rule over them because mommy is in charge of them. She cannot control them. She can't control those sons or those daughters. You go to work, your daughter doubling back, and the boys in the school is running through her behind all while you at work, eating your food, drinking your juice, all your snacks, all your chips, all your burgers, all the leftovers from lunch. They in there tearing your daughter up all the time. Soon as you leave, double right back and go right back in the house. Party all day, getting high, skipping school, everything. You can't, your son, them kids going to the bus stop, getting high, double back and going home. The homeboys all in the house. You understand? Smoking, eating, chilling, drinking. Like, you was not made to be the authority figure or the disciplinarian or the head over a family, over the city, over the community, over the household. You can't fix a community without fixing a family. You can't raise children without a family. You can't just have mommy and say, I'm blessed, blessed, blessed. You're not blessed. You need that man to put the authority in the order. And if you don't have one, which many sisters do not, but you do have the children, you need to get in the I.S.U.P.K under the protection of the men of the Lord to teach you how to raise those sons and daughters properly. You understand? It says, oh, my people, they which lead thee, your leaders, your pastors, your preachers, who later become your politicians. Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, Al Sharpton, these are all Christian preachers, ordained ministers, men of God that you look up to thinking that God is speaking to them. They're liars and thieves. They that lead thee cause thee to error and destroy the way of thy past. This has been another episode of The Bible is Black Culture. Tune in for another episode. Shalom. Like, share.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord's Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 GEN.YAHANNA. We here to let you know. 53rd annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, the palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down. Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building. Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022. It's going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
Black power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make